Dallas, along with Angel, Carlos, and Ryan. And man, this is a big deal. On the line with us right now, the one and only Mark Wahlberg. Hello, Mark. How you doing, man?
Hey, how are you?
Man, such a thrill to have you call. You know, you came to Orlando not too long ago when opening up Wahlburgers, and it was like the biggest superstar in the world was in downtown Orlando, and I went down to see you, and it was amazing just to look at you. Absolutely amazing, and I appreciate you talking to us, and I'm really fascinated with this movie that you have coming out called Father Stew, and how much you've had to work to make it happen. What is it about this story that made it so important for you to actually invest your own money to make the movie?
It's just a hugely inspiring story that I felt people really needed this time. You know, it's obviously been a trying time for everybody. People have faced a lot of difficulty, and you know, this is a movie that hopefully is going to give people a little bit of comfort and joy, and hopefully a renewed hope and faith. And
it's a true story, right?
It is. It's a remarkably true story. It's hard to believe that it's all real.
And can you give us just a little bit so people understand what it's about? It's just kind of basic.
Yeah, he's a guy who started out as a boxer. He had lost a sibling. His parents really didn't know how to cope with loss of a child, and so he was basically left to his own devices and angry at the world. And he was a boxer, and then he got hurt, and then he went on to become an actor, and fell in love with this woman who was part of the Catholic Church, and he wanted to have a relationship with her, so he wanted to then get baptized, and then he got run over, and then he had a visit, and it's a remarkable true story. Ends up in the priesthood of all places.
Yeah.
Is diagnosed with a very rare muscular degenerative disease, but his spirituality really soared, and he touched a lot of people in a short amount of time.
And Mark, I would think Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson, if you guys decide you want to make a movie, all you got to do is walk into anyone's office and say, I want to make this movie, and it's done. But you said you had to actually invest your own money. Is that accurate?
Yeah. In order to have complete creative control, you know, to finance the film myself was the easiest path.
Yeah, and then I remember, you know, we do the show every morning, and I get all kinds of news and stuff. And one day there's some news story, and they're like, look how much weight Mark Wahlberg has gained. Like you just kind of like said hell with it and decided to gain weight. Actually, the real story was you gained weight for the film, and it was like 30 pounds. How difficult was that to do?
Oh, not fun. Not fun at all. You people think, oh, you can kind of just eat all the great junk food you want, but I was trying to do it in a healthy way, and it was just, I don't know, it was 30 pounds in a short amount of time, too. So,
and you're used to being you're used to being in great shape, and you got back into great shape again. How long did it take you to get back to Mark Wahlberg shape?
I lost the weight pretty quickly, but you know, I still feel little residual things from all the weight gain. It's not something I would ever do again, I don't think.
I'll bet. And then another, you know, I know while you were filming Father Stew, and my condolences go out to, I know your mother passed away, and in my household, when I got home the day that your mom passed away, my wife was home crying, and I'm like, why are you crying? She's like, oh my God, Mark Wahlberg's mother passed. Like her being on that show really endeared so many people to her, and it had to be difficult to do the movie, film the movie, going through that. And I know what it's like because I've lost my father, but did that make it double difficult for you?
It did. It was certainly an emotional time. Thankfully, you know, my family be there to support me. But it was obviously, you know, not easy thing to deal with. And then trying to go on, put a brave face on to show up to work. But, you know, you got to kind of do what you got to do.
Yeah, you do. Yes, Ryan, question for Mark Wahlberg, who has a new film coming out April the 12th, and it's called Father Stew, and he financed it himself, and it's a very important project to him.
Mark, I always find it fascinating how people, like an actor will gain weight, lose weight, and do that. Was that A, the biggest you've ever been in your life, and B, did it give you a kind of like different look at just how overweight people kind of just navigate through life? Did you leave with a lesson on how different that is?
It wasn't my heavy. I think the heaviest I was for Pain and Gain, but Yeah, I think I'm always just trying to encourage people to live as healthy a lifestyle as possible, But, for me, just having to constantly eat when I was already full from the last meal. So it was tough.
Yeah. Angel, question for Mark Wahlberg.
Mark, this is a really interesting space for you. Seeing you being this comfortable in a role that involves faith and Catholic religion, and I know that you're extremely devout and a lot of things that you've done for that. Is this taking time for you to get to this level of comfort to talk about it? And I saw, because over the weekend also I saw the Hallow app being promoted heavily. Is this just something where you're more comfortable about sharing with people?
Yeah, I always have. I mean, I've always been, a person who's proud of my faith. I don't push it on anybody, but I also don't hide it either. And yeah, I wanna encourage people because, at a very young age, I started focusing on my faith, and then good things started to happen for me. And even dealing in difficult times, it gives me lots of comfort. So I want to share that with people so they can experience those things as well. So, I think in making this, it kind of gave me a new goal to do more faith-based stuff and more stuff that's just really positive and bringing people together and challenging people to do better. And so,
yeah.
all good.
Carlos, question for Mark Wahlberg. Once again, the film is going to be out this week, April the 12th. It's called Father Stu.
Big respect for you, Mark, in so many ways, but I have a question. You've played a lot of badass characters. If there was a Royal Rumble style thing of all of the characters you've played, whether it was Max Payne, whether it was Bob Lee the Shooter, whether it was Mickey Ward, whether it was Lone Survivor Marcus, who is the baddest ass that would kick all of their asses? Let's hear it.
Oh, you gotta give that to Marcus Luttrell.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What about the guy from Fear? Remember Fear? That was a great movie.
Oh yeah. I'm still looking for a bad guy role. I haven't found it yet, but
That's true.
And Bobby Mercer from Four Brothers.
Oh, that's the one. That was one of my favorites for sure. Okay, he wins.
Hey, Mark, have they ever asked you to do like any kind of a comic book movie? Like, have they ever said, "Hey, we want you to be Batman" or "We want you to be Super"? Have you ever gotten an offer to do anything like that?
I'm not putting on those suits.
It's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
I don't do the capes. I can't come out of the trailer looking like that. Although I just I had to wear spandex for almost the whole thing, but it's an adventure racing movie. That was tough to come out of the trailer with the spandex.
Hey, is this obviously? I would have to think that this movie, because you've invested your own money and everything, like it's got to be a thrill and I don't know, sort of nerve-wracking having it come out this week. Would you say?
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those things where, you're hoping that people, because we want people to experience it in the theater and with other people, where you're laughing and crying. And, I've made a lot of movies, but I've never seen a reaction to a film quite like this. So I can't wait for people to see it in the theater.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Mark Wahlberg, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. Nothing but mad respect for you, buddy. I hope it goes well. It's this week. It's called Father Stu, and it's out April the 12th. And once again, thanks for taking time to talk to us.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
There you go. All right. Mark Wahlberg.